Hello, this is Akira from Key Operation. Today we are at Ikebukuro in Tokyo. We would like to present a commercial tenant building today here in Ikebukuro. The center of Ikebukuro is a train and tube stations, which are JR Line, the Seibu Ikebukuro Line, Tobu Tojo Line, Marunouchi Line, Yurakucho Line, and Fukutoshin Line. It is one of the main commuter hubs in the western Yamanote area of Tokyo. Ikebukuro is the third busiest station in Japan after Shinjuku and Shibuya, and it is the third busiest in the world at the same time. There are large department stores above the station, and there are many stores and restaurants around the station as well. There are also many electrical shops, animation and manga shops, Chinatown, and red light district. Ikebukuro is a kind of multicultural town. This is the street to Sunshine 60, and the location of the site is just over there. The site has 6.8 meter width and 16 meter in depth. It is not that large as a commercial building. The adjacent building is a large commercial building called Round 1, which has bowling and karaoke. As the building is quite tall, they have set back the facade for 3 meters, and they have a pavement in front. The other side is a mechanical car park, and this is also setting back for 2 meters. A normal building will only have front facade if the facades are aligned. However, as the building is sticking out from the adjacent building, we can use the side facade to express the building. In order to maximize the lease area, we have decided to bring the emergency staircase to be at the front, like that. This type of emergency stairs brings some restriction on the facade. Within 2 meter distance, we cannot put any opening more than 1 square meter apart from the emergency doors. As we have the separation fire wall here, if we set back the facade for 2 meter on this way, then we can have the window. Moreover, as our client wanted to have restaurants as a tenant, they thought it would be a good idea to have external space like this terrace. Even before COVID-19, we have been making a tenant building like ABC Terrace building and Handa Terrace building. And since COVID, it is more popular for the restaurant to have terraces. This building has 2.5 meter by 2.5 meter terrace facing the Sunshine 60 street, which has a busy traffic. We have signs of each tenants on each floors here, like this. The one above will be the logos on the tenants, which is like this. And one below will be the sort of dismountable sign area where each tenant can put the menu as they want. They can change the menu for lunch menu and for dinner. And here's the entrance for the ground floor. When you have a narrow site, the ground floor lease area will be smaller than the other floors, as we need to make the common loft. This area on the other floors will be within the lease line, as we have 1 tenant per floor. Here's the sign for the ground floor, and if you go to the other side, we have the emergency stairs. And here's the stairs to the basement floor, which need to be separated from the stairs from upstairs. So we made it with concrete. And here are the stairs to upstairs, but we close it for the security. So you can only open from inside. Instead, we put a sign of the basement tenant here. So let's go to the basement floor from the stairs. And this fire door is normally kept open during the business hours, and it will be automatically closed when the fire alarm is on. You can use the surface of the fire door for the tenant sign as well. You can either approach with a lift But as this stairs is only for the basement, the tenant can decorate as they want these walls. So let's carry on. So here's the basement. As mentioned before, the space in front of the lift is already within the lease line. Therefore, the lease area is larger than the ground floor. At the basement, we have something special as well. We have the window as a smoke extractor that reaches to the ground floor. So let's go upstairs.
Door closing.
So here we have this floor. Once you come up from the lift, we have the internal space on the right hand side. And here we have some windows for the light and ventilation. And there's some ducts for the ventilation, which is legally required. And we also have a kitchen duct, which is for the kitchen extractor. And if you go at the back, we have a service balcony, and each tenant on each floor can use this space for their air conditioning external unit. And if you go outside, we have the pipe bay as well. So let's go back to the front. We're going back towards the terrace space. So here we have the bifold window, which you can open fully. You can use this space as the external dining and enjoy the view outside. Structurally, this terrace is hung from the top, which is here, and this is a hanging rod that supports the terrace. So now let's have a look at the rooftop. So now we're coming up to the roof. And this is the cubicle substation. And you can also see there's a pole for the lighting as well. On this side, we have the steel base for the kitchen structures. And these are the ducts for that. In case of this project, the building owner installed the ducts so that the tenants don't have to build any scaffolding for their ducts. So let's go downstairs again. So within the staircase at this landing, we have the fire hose here. And if you go down at this landing, this is a sign for the tenants. And against this wall, we have some cove lighting here, which is between the wall and the stairs straight down. So here we're at the first floor. The plan is the same as the top floor. And we have a terrace again, but it's closer to the ground. We wanted to make this building stand out. As mentioned before, this building is already standing out from the adjacent building. But as the other surrounding buildings are quite monotone, we have used a wood texture to emphasize. In fact, this wall is a precast concrete panel called Aslock. And normally it is a plain concrete texture, but they start having a wood grain texture type. Originally we were planning to use a concrete grey wood texture panel and using a real wood on the ceiling to emphasize the ceiling like we did in Kanda Terrace. The president of the building owner liked the wood color very much, so we tried even though we were not sure. However, the real ceiling wood and this wall match quite well, and also the building stands out with its color with the wood texture. This is how you paint this. On the wood texture panel, You can put dark brown as a base and add beige color on the grain with a sponge. And then you put the slightly darker color on top to make it more natural. The Sunshine 60 street side round one building is not only setting back for 3 meters, but also the side is diagonal. So we put a large window on the side. There's an uplight on the handle which will lit the wood ceiling. When you see this side facade from the street in the evening, the illuminated wood is really attracting the customers. In fact, the real facade is not like the elevation drawings. The real facade you will see is from the eye level, so the ceiling inside the terrace is rather important. By having these green, it will also look like a vertical garden. When you see from the street, these terraces will look like a lively theatre scene. Each terraces will connect to the street and the larger neighborhood. There are tenant signs in the window and on the balustrade at the stair side. However, these terraces themselves are the actual signs from the tenants. With these terraces, this building will have a public character and people will enjoy the food in a dynamic urban scale. So that's it for today. Thank you for watching.